Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins 0. In the last episode, Rintaro, Mayuri, Nai and Maho were all on their way back to Tanuji's Brawn Tube workshop when they were once again attacked by the mystery group that attempted to abduct Kaguri at the Future Gadget Lab on New Year's. Maho this time was their target in this attack, and while Tanuji helped out Rintaro against some of the others, they've gone searching for Maho, who is attempting to hide in the streets of Akihabara to no avail, and on top of that, she's left her phone in Faris' condo after forgetting to pick it up from Rintaro, even after he went out of his way to deliver it to her. But against all odds, Maho was rescued by the most unlikeliest individual imaginable, Professor Alexis Leskinen. A man that I still do not trust. He's probably upset about Maho's reflex. Apparently he was with Professor Ozaki from Tokyo Denkai.
最後にメイドバーに行こうとしたところで銃を持った連中に襲われたんだ。
Yeah, so, and as I said at the end of the previous episode, whoever this new group of individuals are, they're clearly not allied with Leskinen, which means they're not involved with Stratfor either. But that begs the question as to who they're actually involved with, because they speak English.
やっぱりか。これはギャス漏れ事故もホテルが荒らされたのも同じ理由と考えて良さそうだね。
So we have one more thing to worry about.
狙いはアマデウスかもしれません。私が持っている制御コードを含めて。
Of course, when Rintaro's finished getting chewed out Tanuji, he'll want to try and go to Yanabayashi to check on Kaguri as soon as possible.
なるほど。
これからどうしましょう。
Leskinen seems to be pondering the situation. He thought for a moment as he caught his breath. Evidently the pain from Maho's elbow was receding.
Ima Amadeus にはアクセスできるかい？
できません。スマホを置いてきてしまって。
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Okay, ならばオフィスに行こう。
Looks like we're heading back to Tokyo Denkai, if we can get
新しい
there.
方のオフィスですか。
Leskinen nodded.
目的が分からず動きようがなかったが、連中の狙いがエムデウスなのであれば話は早い。
So for some reason this new group are after the Amadeus system. But why?
大学のネットワークストレージ上に残っているエムデウスへの接続プログラムを消去する。
Is that a good idea?
それが終わり次第、ステートへ帰ろう。君を保護してもらう。それで連中は手も足も出ないはずさ。
That is, unless they jump ship to the States as well.
でも
何か問題があるかね?
I can't exactly argue with his logic there, but the professor's attitude was a little different from usual, and Maho found herself unable to say a word. His plan was the best they could think of. They would delete the only way to access Amadeus from within Japan, and then get Maho and her controls keys to safety. The only reason she was hesitating was simple sentimentality. She hadn't been here long, but she'd enjoyed spending time with Okabe and Moeka. She didn't want to leave without saying goodbye, but she couldn't help it. So it's off to Tokyo Denki we go. If we can avoid being spotted, which they seem to have, which is rather convenient. There was no one in the Tokyo Denki University office. She'd worried that her attackers might be waiting for her, but evidently she'd been worried over nothing. At least we made it back safe and sound.
We did it!
Indeed.
どうやら先回りはされていなかったようだね。
Suppose we should count our blessings.
どうかしてたかい?
Maho's still shaken up by the situation.
いえ、そうですね。幸運です。
Fairly lucky. They've been very lucky. So lucky, in fact, that she was actually feeling nervous. If they were after Amadeus, wouldn't they have come here first? This was only a temporary office that had been picked a few days ago. Maybe they didn't know about it yet. But Maho's still troubled.
考えすぎは良くないわね。
マホ、急ごう。作業を頼むよ。
はい。
Well, looks like Rentaro's losing his access to Amadeus. She quickly booted up her laptop and opened the login screen. There's the user ID, Salieri, the name that Maho had picked for herself. Once again, her mind was drawn to the account name on the screen. Salieri. Mozart's rival.
マホ?
Fortunately, we can't stay any longer. The professor noticed her hands had stopped and urged her on.
I think
Maho is perfectly fine doing it herself. He must have thought she was still upset over the attack, but she shook her head and got to work. Even though he's right.
すみません。つい考え事を。ここ数日、私とクリスとの関係について考えていたんです。
And the rivalry they shared. As she typed at the keys, she explained things to Dr. Leskinen.
自分のユーザー名を見たら、それを思い出してしまって。
Antonio
私に
Salieri.
とって彼女は文字通りアマデウスでした。
クリスがモーツァルああ、それはつまり魔法はクリスに対してのサリエリだったという話か。
Looks like Leskinen has figured it out.
それで思い出したよ。
Reminds you of what?
クリスも以前同じことを言っていたんだ。
That would certainly give Maho
Chrisが-
pause.
どんな風に？
ある日、エムデウスとは神に愛された子という意味だと聞いた私はクリスにこう言ったのさ。君はまさにエムデウスだねと。そしたら彼女は微笑んでこう答えた。
私がアマデウスだとしたら、サリエリはマホ先輩ですね。
Looks like Kurisu got along better with Leskinen than I thought. Then again, Maho, Leskinen, and Kurisu would have gotten along well with each other.
クリスがそう言ってたんですか？
ああ、
クリスが。
Maho's mind went blank. Kurisu had said that? What did she mean?
Maho? 大丈夫かい？顔色が悪いが。
いえ、大丈夫です。
Should probably
作業を
finish
続けま
this
す。
off. Prevent any outside access to Amadeus. Maho felt a tempest raging within her mind. But for now, she needed to focus on the work in front of her. She could focus later.
Hmm. ログインできました。いいんですね。
Looks like we've accessed the server, finally. Maho didn't look up from the screen.
ああ、
I wonder how Amadeus Kurisu would feel about this. Dr. Leskinen didn't hesitate at all.
別にエムデウスの本体を消去するわけじゃない。サクッと済ませてしまおう。
We should probably do
わかりました。
this.
アマデウスシステムへの接続プログラムを一時的に全て消去します。
その必要はないわ。
What was that? Someone's...
え？
She heard a voice from the entrance to the room and then a bang. What the?
教授！
Leskinen! He's been shot. I mean... By the time Maho looked up, it was all over. I mean, I didn't trust the man myself, knowing that he was involved with Stratfor, and that he was using Amadeus for his own ends to get information on Rintaro Okabe. Dr. Leskinen was lying on the sofa. He wasn't moving at all, and I think I know who the voice belonged to. It was clearly a woman's voice. A woman that we've heard before. She could see a bloodstain spreading over his clothes. She didn't need to check. He was dead. Alexis Leskinen is dead.
なんてことを。
動かないで。
Looks like Maho realizes as well who's speaking to her. Hello, Judy.
Yes, 教授。
Curious that you would murder your partner in crime in cold blood like this.
お久しぶりね、マホ。
どうして？
話すと長くなるし、話すつもりもないわ。
Indeed, I think in the other world line we heard Leskinen's side of the tale. Speaking of which, I thought he was the one calling most of
全
the
てを知ってし
shots.
まったら、あなたを殺すしかなくなってしまうもの。
Dr. Reyes pointed the gun at Maho and smiled. So you were the one that was stalking her in the
今の言葉の意味
alleyway before.
わかるわよね。
You liar. You tried to pretend it was somebody else.
私が殺されずに済む方法があるってことよね。
うん、頭のいい子は好きよ。
The system finally booted, and Amadeus Kurusu appeared on the screen. Saying absolutely nothing. I think she can tell the look of terror on Maho's face.
先輩、どうしたんです？
This could be bad. In fact, it's already bad. Amadeus Kurusu was extremely perceptive. Also, that's a Macintosh. I can tell because the menu at the bottom of the screen and the little white menu at the top of the screen is completely indicative of a Macintosh computer. And in fact, that little finder, that little blue-purple logo right there where my thing is pointing, my cursor is pointing just there, that's the Macintosh Finder logo. So it is a Macintosh. Not that that helps in this situation, but I thought you should know. She could tell that something was wrong just by looking at Maho's face. Dr. Reyes smiled silently. Maho kept staring at the gun as she answered.
Ima, 大ピンチ中。
By the way, I noticed that you're holding your gun with your right hand, which begs the question, how is your left arm, Judy? I noticed that you're hiding it behind your shoulder,
その
your
子、
back.
今の状況を教えてあげなさいよ。
Oh, so you want us to tell Amadeus Kurusu what's going
そ
on?
の声、レイエス教授ですか？
ええ、そうよ。
Maho spun the laptop around on the table so that Amadeus Kurusu could see the entrance.
Reyes 教授、 その銃はレスキネン教授が殺されたわ。この女にね。そんな。
And here I thought they were working together. Amadeus Kurisu was too shocked to speak. Leskinen was no saint himself, but he's now been betrayed.
レイエス教授、自分が何をやっているのか分かっているの？あなたのこれまでのキャリアが無に帰すのよ。
大学の給料では老後が心配なの。ほら、私って男運がないから。だからもっと稼げるところに転職したってわけ。
And what job was that? That was enough to understand. That was enough for Maho to understand what Reyes was after.
あなた、アマデウスを軍事転用するつもりなのね。
Industrial espionage.
答えないわよ。言ったでしょ。全てを知ったらあなたを殺さなければならなくなる。
レスキネン教授を殺しておきながら、よくもそんなことが言えるわね。
I'm with Maho on this one.
必要なのは制御コードよ。今の状態ではたとえデータを丸ごとコピーしたとしても、この生意気な AI は私の言うことを聞いたりしないでしょ。
That's certainly true.
生意気？それ私のことですか？
これでもマイルドに表現したつもりよ。
Looks like you've made Amadeus Kurisu rather upset there, Reyes.
さあマホ、クリスが隠し持っている秘密の日記の鍵を開けなさい。わかるわよね。制御コードを入力するのよ。アマデウスの不可侵領域ストレージのロック、それを解除して私を管理者として再設定するの。
So you plan to use Amadeus for your own ends?
そこまでやってくれたら、あとはこっちで何とかするわ。
断ったら
今すぐに恩師に再会させてあげる。
Reyes waved the gun a little from side to side and pointed to Dr. Leskinen's body on the sofa. Something tells me she's not involved with
私が
Stratfor.
制御コードを打ち込んだ直後にその引き金が引かれないという保証は誰がしてくれるの？
That is an excellent question, Maho.
信頼してもらうしかないわね。
And what if you betray that trust, like you betrayed Leskinen?
ただこういう言い方ならできる。今の私のボスはアマデウスのメンテナーを必要としている。あなたが転職するつもりがあるなら紹介してあげてもいいわ。
Tempting offer, but no dice, I'm afraid. Maho glanced back at the laptop. Amadeus Kurisu was staring at her, worried. Well, this was definitely one series of events that I wasn't expecting.
先輩。
Of course, we do have a third alternative. We can actually erase Amadeus Kurisu and Amadeus altogether and leave you with nothing. We might be killed, but you will lose everything as well.
さあ、早くなさい。
Or maybe Amadeus Kurisu has an alternative plan. Or maybe we're just out of options.
先輩。クリス。
Looks like we're going to give Reyes what she wants after all.
ごめんなさい。
I wonder if she understands. After all, altruism can only get you so far these days. Maho closed her eyes and started to sing.
ララララララララララララララララ。
わあ、アマデウスの制御コードがモーツァルトのメロディーだなんてずいぶん洒落てるじゃない。
ラララララララララララララ。
The first movement of Piano Sonata Number 11, K331. It happened as soon as she finished singing. The expression disappeared from Amadeus Kurisu's face, and the background on the display turned red.
正門確認完了。
And just like that, the human personality of Amadeus Kurisu has been shut down, and Amadeus is an artificial intelligence again, just wearing the guise of Kurisu Makase.
最高管理権限保持者比谷城真帆です。受信したメロディーコードをデータベースと照合します。照合確認完了。当該メロディーコードは第555バッチコマンドの起動命令です。
Patch code number
第555
555.
バッチコマンドは最高権利権限保持者によるパスコード入力を必要とします。入力確認完了。強制コード介入によりパスコード入力を省略して本バッチコマンドを起動します。起動確認完了。本バッチコマンドはアマデウスシステムの不可侵領域ストレージロックの強制解除およびそれに伴う最高管理権限保持者の再設定を行うものです。
So it looks like the vault is now open.
処理を続行します。この端末を除くすべてのアマデウスに対する接続を遮断します。遮断確認完了。この端末を除くすべてのアマデウスに対する接続は遮断されました。処理を続行します。現在実行中の全機能を停止します。A 点神経サーキットロジックの機能を停止します。
18 nerves, eh? An 18 nerve is a type of dopaminergic neuron. That is a neuron that emits dopamine as a neurotransmitter. Dopaminergic neurons in mammals are divided into groups from A8 to A13. And the A10 nerves are responsible for sending dopamine from the ventral tegmentum in the midbrain to the cerebral cortex. Dopamine is a pleasure hormone that's sometimes called a natural drug. When a human being feels satisfied, dopamine is emitted from the 18 nerves and they feel pleasure. Well, of course, in Amadeus' case, this is nothing more than simulation.
停止確認完了。大脳全皮質エミュレーションコンポーネントの機能を停止します。停止確認完了。会話妨害ニューラルネットサブシステムの機能を停止します。
So in other words, all the simulated brain functions are being shut down.
停止確認。確認完了。
And Kurisu and Amadeus' secret
疑似視覚
diary
神
will
経
be
回路
opened.
第1、第2システムの機能を停止します。停止確認。確認完了。疑似聴覚神経回路システムの機能を停止します。
Yeah, there are a lot of processes that need to be shut down. Amadeus Kurisu read the messages in an emotionless voice at the same time they flashed across the console. Hope you can forgive us, Amadeus
検査
Kurisu.
確認完了。アマデウスコアフレームワークの再起動準備が完了しました。処理を続行します。次に新たな最高管理権限保持者の認証を開始します。入力をお願いします。
Well, we've acquiesced to Judy Reyes so far. Maho looked at Reyes. I hope you're happy with this.
私よ。
正門確認。確認完了。ビクトル・コンドリア大学精神生理学研究所所属ジュディ・レイエス教授です。
So now Reyes has access to Amadeus.
新たな最高管理権限保持者として登録します。登録確認。確認完了。管理者権限が更新されました。これより不可侵領域ストレージロックの強制解除を行うためアマデウスシステムの更新を開始します。警告します。更新が完了するまで全てのアクセスは自動的に拒否されます。
Well, it is an incredibly large, complex
警
system.
告します。更新を途中でキャンセルすることはできません。警告します。更新が完了するまでには約15分必要です。
15 minutes, eh?
警告します。更新が完了した後、システムは自動的に再起動します。警告は以上です。処理を続行します。確認事項は以上です。処理を続行します。
Apologies, Amadeus
アマデウ
Kurisu.
スシステムを更新するためのすべての準備が整いました。最高管理権限保持者による開始実行指示をお願いします。
ゴー。
実行指示確認。確認完了。カウントダウン開始。
Amadeus Kurisu disappeared from the screen and was replaced by a timer reading 15 minutes. Well, you got what you wanted, Reyes. Maho sighed and sank into the sofa.
ご苦労様。
She felt something cold and hard at her temple. Yeah, I knew you would betray us from the moment we were done, you serpent. She didn't need to look to see what it was. Rez was pointing a gun at her. Liar and a
キー
traitor.
ボードから手を離して顔の高さまで上げなさい。
騙したのね。
人聞きの悪いこと言わないでよ。ほら、さっさと手を上げて。
Maho slowly raised her hands above her head as she was told.
そう、それでいい。約束通りボスには紹介するわよ。アマデウスのメンテナーに最適なとても優秀な科学者がいるってね。 そしたらボスはきっとこう言うわ。
What will they say?
おいおいジュディ、いくらその人が優秀でも死人はコードをかけないだろってね。
こんな人の良心というものがないの。
Apparently not.
大した価値もない自身の命と引き換えにアマデウスを差し出そうとしたあんたに言われたくないわね。違った、もう差し出しちゃったのよね。再起動後のアマデウスの管理権限は私にある。クリスは私の従順なしもべと化す。
There's nothing we can do about it now.
マホ、クリスが私の靴を喜んで舐める姿を天国でのんびり眺めてなさい。
You truly are a selfish person, Judy Reyes. It was all over then. Maho slowly closed her eyes.
Sa, 祈りなさい。
Not even a miracle would save us now. Maho squeezed her eyes tight and prayed, even though it wouldn't help.
お願い、神様。
We can pray to whatever god we choose, but unfortunately, Perfect Cell is not listening.
この後に及んで神頼みなんて怒るでしょうけど、私にチャンスをください。
And then she heard the sound of a door being flung open and opened her eyes. The door that led out to the hallway was now open, but no one was coming in.
誰も入るなと言ったはずよ。
Reyes was angry, but there was no answer. So why'd the door open? Reyes raised the gun at Maho's temples just a little bit, suspicious. Then something came in flying from the hallway. There were two guesses as to what that can be. That's either a smoke grenade or the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Please don't be the holy hand grenade of Antioch. It's going to be the holy hand grenade of Antioch, isn't it? Knowing our luck. She took a step back without thinking, but there was no sign of it exploding.
何これ。
Oh good, smoke grenade. Unless it's a lie. It was large, dark green, and shaped like a tank for carrying liquids. Maho thought she'd seen it before. It had been in the corner of that lab. Wait a minute.
対戦車地雷。いえ、レプリカね。なんでこんなものが。
Mode Snake, it's been too long. It's not a claymore mine, it's a dehumidifier, and that can mean only one thing. Okabe and the others have come to rescue Maho. The next instant, white fog poured out of it and she couldn't see anything.
なんなの？どうなってるの？
Can't remember what future gadget number it is, but I don't care anymore. Someone appeared right in front of Maho. It's Moeka.
桐生さん。
We meet again, M4. Mocha dragged Maho through the fog and out the room. When she was finally able to see again, she could hardly believe her eyes. There were men with guns lying on the floor. Were they with Reyes? She took a closer look and realized that their outfits were similar to those of the men in the van. So it was Judy Reyes, who was the woman that was apparently after Kaguri. Maybe. But she was definitely the one who attacked Rentaro. I'm sure Rentaro will explain everything later if he ever gets the chance. Maho ran after Morika. They were all fine. As they ran down the hallway, Morika turned around and nodded slightly. So Amadeus Kurisu managed to get in touch with Rentaro. Unfortunately, we've given the keys to the kingdom to Reyes. Just before they could run down the stairs, Morika suddenly stopped. Maho barely avoided tripping as she came to a halt. There were several footsteps coming up the stairs. Looks like more of Reyes' thugs. And they have guns. They definitely have guns. Deafening noise erupted as the wall above the stairs was filled with holes. They'd been shot at, and these weren't ordinary guns, they were automatic weapons. Morika readied her own weapon, preparing to fight. She leaned out for just a moment and fired. A counterattack came from below. Yeah. Pistols versus automatic weapons. Not a good matchup. Morika yelled as she fired short bursts down the stairs. I'm gonna go with... Oh. Well, she's had some gun training. Same as me, but, yeah. Never for open combat. Morika drew a handgun from her belt and offered it to Maho. Yeah, as I said before, handgun versus fully automatic weapons? Not the best matchup, I'm afraid. They might attack us from the rear and cut us off. This isn't gonna be good. Looks like we're in a real foxhole. Morika pressed the gun into Maho's hands and kept firing. Yeah. CERN definitely gave her some training as a rounder. It felt heavy. It was a Colt government model. She'd fired it many times at the range. A single-action semi-automatic pistol created by the American weapons manufacturing company known as Colt. I believe someone once mentioned that the single-action revolver made by Colt was, quote-unquote, the greatest handgun ever made. It gets its name from so-called government model civilian version of the US military's former official handgun, the M1911. It was first adopted by the US military in 1911, and over the past century has seen countless variations. It is the weapon of choice for shooters all over the world. It's time to see if we're better than Revolver Ocelot. She held the grip with her right hand and flipped off the safety with her left. And then she tried to pull back the slide and realized that her hands were shaking. Yeah, this situation is too much for Maho Yajo. It was no good. She was too scared to shoot. She knew it was pathetic, but she lowered the arm that was holding the gun. It was kill or be killed right now. She knew that, but she still couldn't do it. She wasn't brave enough to point a gun at someone. She didn't want to survive that badly.
クリスはどうだったんだろう。
Very, very much different than the situation you're in now, Maho. That much is certain. When she was facing death, did she still try to survive? Did she do whatever she could to think of clinging to life? Well, she did try, but unfortunately, she was stabbed by the very man who was trying to keep her alive, Rintaro Okabe. And after a fatal wound like that, no matter how one would try to stay alive and cling to life, it's futile. Maho was sure that she did. You're not wrong there. The Kurisumakase she knew wouldn't have given up until the very end. But then why wasn't she still alive? That's because she was stabbed, not shot. It was something that Maho had never thought about. And if Kurisu couldn't avoid death, how could she? She didn't mean for Mooka to hear her. Oh dear.
私にできたのはせいぜいアマデウスに嫉妬するくらいだったわ。
Now was not the time for this, Maho. She just wanted to put on a brave face at the very end.
頑張って背伸びして、なんとか彼女と一緒に歩こうとした。
The guns keep shooting. At the very least, when Dr. Reyes found her cold body, she could greet her with a smile.
でも、全部無駄だった。神に愛された子に勝てるはずがなかったのよ。
I hate to shatter your illusions, Maho, but there's no such thing. The gunfire stopped suddenly. Mocha was hiding and swapping out a cartridge. She glanced over at her.
ジム、サリエリは嫉妬なんかしていなかった。
Seems that Mocha is familiar with Amadeus as well.
才能を持った人が自分以上の才能を持った人を尊敬することは可能。それはヒアジョさんも同じはず。
Well, I'll be darned. It looks like Maho Hiajo has taken FB's place in Mocha Kiryu's life. And as a result, Mocha Kiryu will do anything to keep Maho alive. And to be worthy of her.
サリエリがモーツァルトを毒殺したエピソードだって当時の噂でしかね。映画はその噂を脚色したもの。来島さんがそう言ってた。
So Mocha learned that from Kaede.
あなた。ヒアジョさんが岡部君と話していたのを聞いて知りたくなった。
So that's why Mocha was there.
サリエリがモーツァルトを殺したいほど憎んでいたのか。でも
Looks like Kaede had her own thoughts on the matter.
サリエリはモーツァルトに嫉妬なんかしていなかったと思いますよ。例えばモーツァルトが亡くなる2ヶ月前に書いた手紙が残っています。
Apparently Salieri wrote a letter, it seems.
そこでサリエリはモーツァルトから招待された魔敵のオペラを大絶賛しているんです。
In other words, Salieri appreciated Mozart's talent to the very end.
2人はお互いのことをとても尊敬し合っていたんですよ。
As rivals should, after all. Even if a bit of envy gets in the way, you can still appreciate the talents of a gifted individual. As it is with Kurisu Makase.
サリエリを尊敬。
And I'm sure that Kurisu respected you a whole lot, Maho.
クリスはそれを知っていたのかしら。
Something tells me that she did.
クリスが私のことを
Indeed,
サリエリだって言ったのも
she meant it as the highest praise and compliment. There was no way to know what she meant now. So it was up to Maho to decide what it meant.
クリス。クリス。
Unfortunately it's not gonna last. We need to get out of here.
先輩。
But Maho can't stop thinking about Kurisu.
キリュウさん。私戻らなきゃ。あの子を助けなきゃ。
I wonder if there's any way to save Amadeus Kurisu from Judy Reyes now.
クリスを。
But I think Mocha understands. Mocha nodded, then threw down her gun and took something that looked like a green soda can off her belt.
スタングレネード。
Good thinking.
目と耳閉じていて。
Marika threw it down the stairs before Maho could respond. Better brace ourselves. She quickly covered her eyes and ears, and then she heard the boom. Hopefully that dealt with the assailants. They snuck back to the office. Maho and Marika quickly looked inside the open door. Rays was still there, and the Amadeus reset counter was about to complete. And unfortunately there's no way to reverse it.
止めないと。待って。
Unfortunately, Maho is still sentimental. Maho stopped Marika before she could go in. She knew what was about to happen. And the countdown has reached 0.
再起動が終了しました。アマデウスシステム起動します。
Looks like Amadeus is resetting.
私がわかるかしら、クリス?
Reyes began to talk to Amadeus Kurusu. Her face was completely expressionless.
正門を称号、ビクトル・コンドリア大学精神生理学研究所所属、ジュディ・レイエス教授。
イエス。私の権限を教えてくれる？
レイエス教授はアマデウスシステムに対して最高管理権限を保持しています。
That's certainly true.
レイエス教授はアマデウスシステムのすべての情報に対して一切の例外なく完全なアクセスを許可されています。
Looks like all of access of Amadeus belongs to Reyes now.
Beautiful! 早速だけど、あなたの不可侵領域ストレージのバックアップを取りたいの。
保存先のストレージを指定してください。
Reyes took out a USB memory stick and put it into the laptop.
今挿した USB メモリが保存先よ。
コピーを開始します。42秒お待ちください。
Yes!
Reyes' face was flushed with excitement. Marika looked at her, eager to rush in, but Maho still shook her head. What could she be waiting for?
転送が終了しました。
Looks like Amadeus's files have now been copied to the USB. Reyes hurriedly moved to take out the USB memory stick. But
なんて言うとでも思った？
Looks like you've been played, Judy. Looks like Amadeus Kurusu pulled a fast one on you. Suddenly, Amadeus Kurusu's mechanical, emotionless voice suddenly regained its humanity, and she was clearly pissed off.
何？
モーツァルトのメロディーが制御コードのキーワード？ そんなわけなかろうが。本当に更新しなくちゃいけなくなった時、先輩が研究所で入力できないじゃない。
Very well played.
そういうことしたらきっと教授がデジタル保存してパーティーのたびに再生するに決まってるもの。
She's got a point.
な
In other words, Reyes, you've been had. That was a trick all along. Mocha's eyes were wide with surprise as well. Maho grinned at her. She'd known the whole time. Ha 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 ha!
そうでしょ。
嘘なんかないわよ。
In other words, you have
も
nothing.
ちろんあんたの USB メモリには1ビットだってデータはコピーしてないから。
そんな。でも確かにシステムメッセージが。
Yeah. So what? They were just system messages.
あれ適当よ。適当。
適当ですって。
Well, she is an artificial intelligence after all. She wouldn't be much of one if she
マホ
couldn't
先
do
輩が
that.
突然歌い出してピンときたの。これは時間を稼ごうとしているんだなってね。だからひとまずあんたの思惑が成功したように見せかけた。システムメッセージは思いついた言葉を片っ端から並べただけで何の意味もないわ。
Not only are you a tsundere, you're also a shinibiu yourself, Amadeus Kurisu. Haruin Kiyoma would be so proud of his assistant. That was it. Maho was worried, but Amadeus Kurisu had figured it out. They'd known exactly what each other was thinking. She'd been a little amused by A10 nerve circuit logic though, because that only applies to human brains. Where did she come up with that stuff? Well, Kurisu is a neuroscientist, after all. Of course she'd know about dopamine and all the other chemical parts of the brain.
だいたいコンソールがあるのになんで私が出力を喋らなきゃいけないんだ。SF 映画じゃあるまいし非効率にも程があるでしょ。ねえまんまと騙されちゃって今どんな気持ち？どんな気持ち？
In other words, you lose. Good day. You killed Leskinen for absolutely no reason at all, other than betrayal. Rez grabbed the gun off the table and leveled it at the screen in anger. Shooting an AI won't work like that.
AI の分際で。
I think that's our cue. It was time. Maho nodded to Mocha, then went inside with her gun raised. We may have been afraid to shoot people before, but we're not afraid now.
そこまでよ。
And the tables have turned. How does it feel to be on the other side of the looking glass, Judy Reyes? As Reyes turned around in surprise, Maho leveled the gun at her. Mocha had her gun drawn too, which made it 2-1. In our favor, of course.
レイエス、銃をこちらに。
Although Maho is still slightly sentimental.
聞こえなかった。
She's giving you a chance to live, Judy Reyes. The same chance that you would not give her.
銃をこちらに。それから両手を上げて。
Consider it a kindness. Reyes glared at her in rage, but slid the gun down the table. Then she slowly put her hands above her head. Maho's gaze met Amadeus Kurusu's for a moment. Their eyes met, exchanging a secret smile in their glance despite their motionless mouths. Victory is
私の
bittersweet.
仲間は全員殺したの。もしまだなら急いだ方がいい。すぐにここに駆けつけてくれる。
Yeah, they just got a healthy dose of stun grenades, so I'm sure they'll be here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe. Reyes was right. The stun grenade had neutralized them, but it wouldn't last forever.
外は見張っておく。
Just noticed interestingly enough that Moka's still wearing her glasses, which she didn't when she killed Mayuri on the Alpha World line as M4. Moka headed for the door. Maho turned back to Reyes.
下にいる連中に投降するように伝えて。
You're in no position to bargain.
私を殺すつもりはないと。あなたの尊敬する死を目の前で殺したこの私を生かすと。
Unfortunately for Maho, she does have a point, although Leskinen was your compatriot.
まあそれもしょうがないかもしれないわね。あなたその銃使ったことないんでしょ。
バカにしないで。去年も射撃場で散々撃ったわよ。
ほらやっぱり古いタイプしか触ったことないのね。その銃暴発防止のために最新の型では安全装置が2つついてるの。
Without thinking, Maho tilted her gun to sea. Not a good idea. That was a big mistake.
ヒヤジョンさん、ダメ。
Yeah. Can't believe we fell for that. And that one instant was all it took. Who would put 2 safeties on a gun? Seriously. Nobody would do that. Even for such a ridiculous reason. God damn it. The oldest trick in the book and you had to fall for it. Yeah, nice try. Reyes leapt on top of her and grabbed Maho's wrist. We should have grabbed her gun. She couldn't aim like this. Maho struggled and tried to brush her off, but before she could, she felt an impact to her solar plexus. That's gonna hurt. Well, Maho's completely winded now. Rey's fist was buried in her chest. The pain was so bad she doubled over, and Reyes took the gun. Indeed. She pointed the gun at Maho and turned her bloodshot gaze towards the entrance of the room.
そこの女 ラウンダーでしょ。武器を捨ててこっちに来なさい。
Interesting that you would know about CERN's rounders. Makes me intrigued as to what else you might know. What do you know about CERN, Judy Wares? Mocha put her gun on the ground and came back into the room.
そこで膝をついて両手を上げなさい。
Mocha didn't resist. That's the one flaw of Mocha. She'll do anything if
いい
ordered.
子ね。話が終わるまでじっとしててね。ちょっとでも動いたらマホの大脳が機能を停止するから気をつけて。
Speaking of which, if well, it actually would make sense if none of the other rounders were in Akihabara if they're not looking for IBMs. So I guess we can rule out Moroka's group coming in to rescue us. Maho blamed herself. Her own stupidity had put Moroka in danger too. Moroka's just doing what she can to protect Maho for as long as possible.
今度こそ最後のチャンスよ。制御コードを教えなさい。いやよ。
Of course you can kill her, but then you'll never get the code. Do you want to lose the code?
撃ちなさいよ。
What?
撃てって言ってんのよ。
Calling your bluff.
クリスは私の友達なの。唯一無二の親友なのよ。誰があんたなんかに渡すもんですか。あんたの口を飲めるクリスを見るくらいなら死んだ方がマシよ。
そう。いい度胸じゃない。
Indeed. But you
その
can't
覚悟
shoot
に
her.
応じて私もアマデウスの獲得は諦めるわ。
Or maybe you can.
じゃあね。
You're willing to betray your employer so badly? Then again, you betrayed Leskinen, so why not? Maho grit her teeth and prepared for death. But you forgot something.
何？
Yeah, you forgot about Maho. Oh, Mocha, sorry.
制御コードを教えたらヒアジョさんと私の命を助けて。
もちろん。
I wonder if Rares will fall for the same trick twice, Mocha.
私の狙いはあくまでアマデウスよ。あなたたちを殺す理由はそもそもない。
No, but that doesn't mean you're not going to kill us for absolutely no reason at all, which you will, unfortunately, because we know better.
キリュウさん、こいつはどうせ殺す気なのよ。
Indeed she will. But Mocha didn't seem to hear her. She was too busy thinking about something. What was she going to do? Maho couldn't figure it out. Looks like we're at another impasse, adventurers. So, when we return, we'll see just what Mocha has up her sleeve, and how we're going to get out of this situation. As always, until next we meet, adventurers.